Those guys are here. I need to go ask them a question then, because
You
that is
should.
completely mind-blowing. The
You
fact that
should.
they would say something like that.
You
I was
need
here
to
last
confront.
night.
You need to
Oh,
confront
yeah.
Fox News about that. And that'd be a great thing to do right after this with the live view stream.
Oh, that I can't even believe I haven't even seen that. That blows my mind. That they were assisting them take down their equipment. Yeah, they were destroying it and trying to ruin any evidence of the truth that was happening. The fact
Right.
that they were brutally attacking people who were sitting there. There were babies on the front lines out there. There were little kids. That is ridiculous. There was no assisting whatsoever. The cops were out of control. It was complete lawlessness. That was tyranny to the T.
That's why you're there. That's why we have INFOWARS reporters there, because that's the kind of information, the kind of disinformation, the kind of lies that the mainstream media has been putting out in these past riots. That's why we have reporters now going to these different events, so that we can tell people what we see, so that we can record this and show the eyewitness video, stream it live, which you guys are going to continue to do tonight, right, Joe?
Roger that. You know, and it's funny, they're saying it's protect and serve, but they didn't protect anything. And the only thing they served was a handful of violence and just fear. I just don't get it. You know, the other day, they were allowing the people to come into this town to loot. They didn't even try to stop. I can't believe it took this many days for them to pull this police force away from here. They allowed the looting, and then they came out here with 70 guys, and the guys had that look in their eye. I've seen that look before in combat. That is a look of wanting to shoot somebody, to get that thrill from something. That's what I saw last night. The same eye I've seen in combat, in Fallujah, and different places in combat. That was ridiculous. We don't need to see something like that on the streets in America. And the sad thing is if we don't get up off our butts and do the right thing and start getting informed, it's going to happen.
Well, Joe, you witnessed with your own eyes them firing tear gas at people in their own yards and overhead, over buildings, just firing into neighborhoods. People are saying, where am I supposed to go? This is my house. That could have caught their home on fire. And, you know, basically, they just seem like they could not wait to get to use all of this heavy military-grade equipment that they have been gifted by the Department of Homeland Security. They couldn't wait to use it.
Well, our government got them all those toys. Of course, they wanted to go out and use them. You know, this was a play day. You know, they got their tanks, they got their guns, they got all their stuff, their machine guns, their flashbangs. Oh, it was a good old party.
So you mean
great time.
You didn't consent to that shot to the kidney?
Oh yeah, that I completely. I said, officer, you know what? This hasn't got chaotic enough. Could you please just shoot me right here while I'm running away from the tear gas?
Yeah.
You just weren't motivated enough to get out of the area, to get somewhere safer. And of course, the question is, what was challenging your safety was the police themselves. I mean, there's a shot of Joe's injury there. That massive bruise there is from where he was shot with a rubber bullet.
Meanwhile, Joe's been suffering with internal bleeding.
Yeah, well, that doesn't help out at all.
Yeah.
You know, I hit the ground. It just took my breath out. And literally, right as I hit to the ground, people were like, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? And two canisters. One went to the right of me and another to the left. And you can see the burn marks over here where I was at. It was just chaotic. And the next thing you know, I took a breathe in because I lost my breath. And then I'm sitting there just throwing up all over the place. No one needs to experience that stuff. I mean, that is just crazy. And I honestly feel bad for a lot of these younger kids who had to go through that last night. That's got to be terrifying for someone that age to not understand why this is happening.
Right, well, they wanted to make it very clear that we all have the right to remain silent while they stamp their boot down on our face. That's where our rights are at. Joe, I want to read you this quote from John F. Kennedy. So obviously this is going back decades. He says, "Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable." Is that what you experienced there on the front lines last night? People saw it escalate.
That was definitely last night, completely, Leanne.
I mean, we have peaceful protesters being intimidated, having guns pointed directly at them and beams on them when their backs are turned.
It was so cowardly. I could not fathom. I couldn't grasp. I kept pinching myself saying, am I having a dream, a flashback from something in combat, and it's mixed up with something that could happen. And I kept sitting here, and as I could finally see from my eyes not burning anymore, my eyes were completely swollen, and I'm sitting there like, this is really happening. And then to my left, as I'm running, I'm hopping fences through this neighborhood back here. These kids are leading me, and I'm hopping over, and all I can hear to my left are the shotguns, the explosions. I mean, it was pure, total chaos. It's what I've seen in urban combat.
Well, Joe, thanks. And I'm interested to see you guys get some footage of confronting these Fox News people, that's KTVI, as well as talking to the Al Jazeera people. Ask them if they gave their consent to be shot at with rubber bullets, with tear gas canisters, if they gave their consent as they were running them out of the area. I think it'd be very interesting to talk to those people. And of course, you guys are going to continue to be broadcasting live on Ustream. We're here live with the nightly news, and we're going to conclude our live portion of our program right now. Thank you for joining us. Joe, be very careful there, and see if you can get some comments from those guys about how grateful and thankful, because that was the other thing they said. They said that Al Jazeera actually thanked their officers for doing that last night. So
I'm pretty sure they didn't use any words in that order that nicely. I doubt that.
Thank you for burning my eyes.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and we'll be watching the live Ustream that you guys are going to be continuing on with tonight. Be careful there, and we've got if you're not a subscriber to Prison Planet, this is a live broadcast of the nightly news, a very long extended broadcast. This one is an hour and a half tonight. This is something that you can share with other people. We've got more content coming up. We have a special report coming up. If you subscribe to Prison Planet TV, of course, you can share this stream with up to 11 other people. You can save a couple of months' price if you get a one-year subscription to that. And of course, you can also share all of Alex Jones's documentaries. Those are always available for someone to look at. It's a great way to keep people awake. Quite frankly, it's a very different situation in Ferguson, Missouri tonight, and I think the reason for that is because of press coverage, and I don't think it's because of the kind of press coverage that we see from the mainstream media, from Fox News or anyone. I think it's because the kind of honest coverage that we're getting from Jakari and from Joe Biggs and Josh Owens, who are risking their lives there, who are standing and telling the truth about what's going on. That's what's making the difference. That's what's changed the rules of engagement tonight. And
I just wanted to point out that the reason why having a Prison Planet subscription is so important is because at any time they can suspend our YouTube account.
Yes.
They can suspend our Twitter. They can take the videos down. They can do they can.
And we saw that last night. We saw them messing with Facebook, we saw them messing with Twitter, we couldn't tweet things out, so it's very important that we have an alternative media outlet to our own independent media outlet. Your subscription helps to support that bandwidth, to help keep this organization going, to help pay for sending reporters into the field. They're willing to do this and report on it, but it's expensive to send them there. Now, that concludes our news portion of the broadcast. Of course, the Ustream will be live. They're still doing reports out there. You may see them. Hopefully they can get in contact with these Al Jazeera news people who were escorted out of the area by the police with tear gas and bullets using their consent. Maybe they can talk to the Fox News channel and say, what are you guys thinking? But we do have another special report coming up from Leanne. Leanne, tell us about your special report.
Well, while we've got all of this chaos going on in Missouri, let's not forget the borders are still wide open. And this next report that I've got coming up next, I kind of wanted to break it down. And, this whole crisis has been sort of a slap in the face to a lot of different types of Americans. And this video will really help. You can kind of share it with your friends to say, this is why we're so upset about the way that they are trying to push through this amnesty for all of these illegal immigrants, and why we might be concerned about all of these people coming here and flooding this country, because there are so many different types of people who are being insulted with the way the government is handling this current border crisis.
They're trying to balkanize the population. You can see it in their coverage of this event here, trying to break people into groups. They don't worry about it. It's just out of control. Black people, you should stay in your homes and watch Dancing with the Stars or whatever. Don't get involved. It's just these troublemakers over here. They do that. They compartmentalize the different ethnic groups. They try to balkanize America, and that's a key part of this. The difference in the way that they're treating people right now is very evident. So that report is coming up. And let's cut to that report. That's it for tonight. Thanks for joining us. And please, if you're not a Prison Planet TV subscriber, please consider supporting our operation. Good night. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 Central.
Only fitting that a free screen should sound the alarm against those who would destroy freedom. For in its power to deceive and inflame, or enlighten and inspire, the motion picture has no equal.
City of Austin tap water versus filtered City of Austin tap water.
I can taste dirt in it.
God knows what's in this.
This has an aftertaste.
Tastes like Austin water? Yeah, it does. Ugh.
These people just sampled City of Austin tap water straight from the faucet. Next, we had them try a sample of tap water filtered through the ProPure G2.0 filtration system.
High quality H2O.
That one is better.
Tastes like nothing.
Yep, I know what good water tastes like. It's good water.
Most tap water contains added substances like fluoride, chlorine, Monsanto's deadly pesticide, glyphosate, and many others. Studies prove that these substances are linked to an assortment of major health issues, including tooth decay, lowered IQ, and even cancer.
It tastes like you're drinking out of the lake when you're drinking tap water.
Yeah, it has that processed flavor to it.
The ProPure G2.0 filtration system removes these deadly substances and many more, leaving only fresh-tasting, deliciously clean water.
Okay, this is very tasty.
It's good water.
Refreshing.
It's good.
Go to InfoWarsStore.com today. Use promo code WATER and save 10% off your ProPure purchase. Again, that's InfoWarsStore.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
The thing about it is they allowed everybody to loot Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I heard. One of the guys we spoke to earlier said the cops were blocking an area and literally letting the masses drive by and then go into the shopping centers.
They surrounded the entire community at each end and let everybody loot and do everything they wanted to do. And
do what now?
Oh no, I was just finishing.
I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, this is all the ploy basically to make sure that everybody begins a war with the police. Even though they're rioting for for a reason, for a cause. But of course they're gonna try to use militia, and they're gonna try to use, of course, the facade version of America. You know what I'm saying? The facade version of America just sees a bunch of people running around hectic and just wanting to destroy their community, and that's not what's going on right now.
I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. I believe our research is conclusive. This is the best iodine out there. And I know this for a fact. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off Super Detox Special at InfoWarsLife.com.
Well, each week we're hearing more and more stories about how people entering this country illegally are being treated. And oftentimes the news is a huge slap in the face to the rest of America, and especially Americans who've been waiting for a bit of reprieve of their own. Now, most recently we reported on this refurbished detention center near San Antonio. It's always been a detention facility, but it recently got an upgrade, and all of the suites feature flat screen televisions. The whole facility got a new facelift, a good paint job. It has a soccer field, and of course a little ping pong action. Now, this is just one facility. Nationwide, illegal aliens are enjoying a slew of taxpayer-subsidized benefits. This includes housing, food, vocational training, education, legal counsel, and also an allowance. Now, take into consideration that San Antonio on any given night has about 3,000 homeless people in its city. Now, do you think that these homeless people are enjoying a hot meal and flat screen television and a little game of ping